What's up? What's up? What's up to Mocha's family? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cafe de Paris. I want to give a big up to all of my subscribers, all of you who have been rocking with your girl from day one, since the beginning when I first started this journey. I appreciate you for still rocking with me to this day. Definitely want to thank all of my new subscribers who have just gotten on board. If you just subscribed to me recently, want to welcome you to the family. Want to welcome you here, let you know I'm grateful, how appreciative I am. And again, I thank everybody. If this is your first time logging on to my channel and you've never been here before, definitely want to thank you and welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Big ups to all of my moderators. What's up, Shar? Zero. It's Fifi, Simply Deep. And to whoever else is in the chat room that probably can't chat because you driving or you moving around. Again, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for supporting me and rocking out with me as long as you have been. Again, I'm very grateful. I'm very appreciative of each and every one of you. So I just thought I would start off by saying that. On today's menu, on today's content, I thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content pertaining to for the ladies today. You know, I usually do a lot of content But the majority of the content I do is about women, and the reason why the majority of my content is about women, even though I try to balance it, I do contents for the guys and for the women, but every once in a while, I do have to do content specifically for the ladies because, again, me being a woman, it's things that it's issues, it's things that I see that I feel as a woman needs to be addressed, and what better way to address it than to the other sisters out there, who furthermore may be having the same issues that I'm having. Just one moment, y'all. Yep, I'm back, everyone. Had a call. Sorry about that. Yes, I thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content due to the fact that we have a drug that is definitely overpopulating the Black community, and this drug has definitely have become a very significant issue, especially amongst us Black women in the community. And that drug is called attention. There's way too many sisters that are overdosing off of attention. They're constantly overdosing off of attention. We see it all the time on social media. We see it all the time on Instagram, Facebook. It's too many sisters out there that are overdosing off of attention. Thank you, Fifi, for the $5 donation. I appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you, Zero. Thank you for paying your tithes. I'm Mocha's Cafe de Paris. I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate the both of you. Thank y'all so much. Absolutely. Again, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate it. As I was stating, we have this issue called attention that too many women are using to self-medicate themselves off of. Now, don't get me wrong. It's in every woman's nature to want attention. It's by nature. Naturally, all women like some form of attention. I would be hypocritical if I said women don't all women don't like attention, because we do. And there's nothing wrong with liking attention and liking attention, because it's by nature. Women by nature, we like to feel desired. By nature, women like to feel like they are wanted. Okay, so I get it. I don't it's not absolutely the worst thing in the world, but where attention becomes an issue is when you wholeheartedly depend on attention, and you wholeheartedly depend on being validated. What's up, freelance? Thank you for coming in. Stop with the booty smack. You are a mess. Thank you for coming in, freelance. Freelance is a hot mess, y'all. For all the moderators in the room, please do not pay freelance no attention. He's gonna he's gonna always say something out of pocket. So there's no need in even blocking none of his comments because he always gonna get out of pocket. So might as well just give him a pass. Don't even delete nothing he say because that's just freelance being extra. Anyhow, yes, as I was stating, women attention has become the new drug. It's a lot of women that need to detox off of the drug of attention. Like I stated, it's okay to want attention, but when it's to the point you are willing to put yourself out there so much to receive it, that's when it becomes a problem. If every morning you have to get up and take selfies, if every afternoon you have to take selfies, every time you get dressed, you got to take selfies. Every time you get ready to go out and hit the club, you got to take selfies. Every time you in the bathroom at Red Lobster restaurant, you got to take a selfie. Every time you out with your girlfriends, you got to take a selfie. I mean, I mean, how much validation do you want? How much compliments does it take to feed your ego in order for you to feel significant? Because my thing is, what is 1,000 compliments from men who you don't know? You know what I'm saying? People who all they got to do is hit a like button. It doesn't take no effort into clicking a like button. And it just amazes me how some people are just so infatuated with attention, and especially these women. Now I'm starting to notice you got some guys out there, Shar, which is very true. You have some guys out there that are constantly looking for their ego to be fed. They have to constantly go on Facebook, social media, live stream. They at the gym, working out. They got to take pictures with their shirt off. And half of these dudes be married. I'm like, you a married man. Why are you on Facebook or social media flexing your muscles, knowing we got these thirsty ass thoughts out there that's looking for brothers like you to advertise so they can answer your ad? It's just very ridiculous. Thank you, Seven. I appreciate you so much. You always look out for me. Thank you. Yeah. And to me, I always had an issue with guys that took too many selfies. It's kind of suspect to me, but I'm not my channel to get. Anyhow, as I was stating, yeah, some people have made attention their medication. Exactly, Zero. Some it's too many women that are making attention their medication. And as I stated, I have a problem when you have a married man or a married woman that's constantly on Facebook taking selfies. She's a married woman constantly taking selfies, or he's a married man taking selfies, flexing his muscles. I mean, whose attention are you trying to get? If you are married and you are in a relationship, why are you overly advertising yourself on social media? But it's attention on so many levels, y'all, when it comes to the social media. And it's not just the women that are doing this, even though that's what the majority of my content is based on. You have a lot of these married men, like I said, who's always flexing their muscles, starving for attention. I don't know if they're not getting enough attention from their wives or whatever the case is, or they study their ego stroked. I'm not sure. But you have a lot of these married men that are going on these social sites, knowing it's a lot of thirsty thoughts, knowing that social media is the devil's playground, especially if you are married or in a committed relationship, because that's how a lot of affairs start. A lot of affairs start from people overly advertising and putting too much on social media. And next thing you notice, somebody's inboxing, somebody's sending you private pics of their genitals. And I've seen plenty of people who get offended. I've seen women who post 1,000 selfies of themselves who will sit up there and get offended when guys try to hit on them, or guys are sending them dick pics. I mean, if you want attention, there's some sleaze ass dudes that don't have a problem giving you that attention. But Don't put yourself out there, and then when you don't get the right attention you was hoping to get, now you feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you put yourself in thirst mode and you constantly got to overly advertise yourself, keep in mind you are setting yourself up to be hit on by pervs, to be hit on by registered sex offenders, or whoever else is checking out your pics, or inboxing you or whatever. I got a gym full of dudes that do it, but when I put them on the mat, they can't do the techniques they learn. Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget the thumbs up. Absolutely, yeah. It's too many of us women that are overdosing off of attention. And I realize a lot of it has to do with several different factors. Now, keep in mind, like I said, it's not just single women that are doing this, that's overdosing for attention. You got a lot of these married women that are overdosing for attention. It's married women that are doing it. Why do you have to constantly post pictures of you and your husband every goddamn day? Why you got to always post what your husband does for you, where your husband took you, what your husband bought you? Why do we constantly have to overly advertise everything about ourselves on social media? When you do stuff like that, you open the door to the enemy, because while you're sitting up here posting all of your happiness, let me tell you something. It's a lot of miserable people that's watching you post all your happiness. And miserable people cannot stand to see other people happy. Exactly, Seven. Insecure people, like Seven was saying, you are always the ones that are always overly advertising on social media. Because if you're really happy and content with your life, you do not have time to be trying to impress and showboat all of what you got and all of what you're doing. It's only insecure people. Like I said, you have a lot of these married women that are very insecure in their marriage. Very insecure. And the only way they can find security or find validation is by posting 1,000 pictures. Now, let me tell you something. Whenever you go on these sites, and if you have a Facebook or Instagram account or whatever, exactly, Zero, and you see there's a woman that's constantly over advertising everything her husband is doing, she's doing that for several reasons. Because I have analyzed and I have did my research, and I realized there's several reasons why you have a lot of these married women that got to constantly over advertise how happy they are in their marriages by constantly posting pictures of their husbands. One reason a lot of these married women are constantly over advertising their husbands and their marriages, because for one, there's a struggle in that marriage. There's a struggle in that relationship. When people are struggling, or they are having a difficult time and their marriage is in a rocky stage, they're really not convinced that their marriage is going to make it. They really don't feel like their marriage is in a good place. So the only way they can feel like their marriage still stands a chance or stands some hope in surviving, they got to constantly over advertise their happiness so other people can praise them and say, oh, look how cute y'all look together. Oh, look how long y'all been together. So it's so many couples, men and women. You got grown men and grown women married and will over advertise their relationship on Facebook like they high schoolers. And to me, it's petty. So one reason, like I said, the first reason is trouble in paradise. That's usually couples who have the most troubles in their relationship, y'all, are the ones who are constantly over advertising their relationship. It's always like that, because any couple who's genuinely happy, and I don't mean perfect, have a perfect marriage or a perfect relationship, but a couple who is genuinely happy, they don't have to keep overly advertising it and exploiting it all of the time. It's only the insecure ones who know their marriage is in trouble, or who is having issues in their marriage, who got to always exploit and overly advertise their happiness, because deep down within they're not sure of their marriage, and honestly they're not even sure themselves. And the only way they can feel hope or feel security is by other people praising them, other people liking their pictures, other people thumbing their pictures up. If you and your husband got to constantly overly advertise pictures of when y'all go out of town, when y'all doing things, when y'all doing together, what is it y'all are trying to prove? Y'all can't prove y'all love to just one another. Why do y'all have to constantly post it for everyone to see, for everyone to know about? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with posting a picture once in a while, because I do it. There's nothing wrong with posting a picture every once in a while. Me and my husband, we out having lunch together once in a while. But that overly advertising every god doggone day, you got to post pictures of your wife every day, post pictures of your husband every day. If you have to keep looking for reassurance, something is wrong in your relationship. Something is wrong in your marriage. Won't y'all try working on making each other feel secure versus posting all of these pictures, looking for people to applaud y'all and to praise y'all relationship and to praise y'all marriage in order for y'all to feel like y'all have a real marriage? That's the whole bottom line. What's up, Dion? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Now, let me tell y'all the other reason why you have some of these married couples that constantly got to overly advertise and flex their love for one another on Facebook. Somebody has cheated somewhere. Somebody has cheated. A lot of times, married women have the tendency to overly post and advertise their marriage or their husband because it's most of the time, 9 times out of 10, her husband had done already been with somebody. He done been with somebody. And a lot of times, these women who know their husbands done stepped out on them or done been with other women, they want to prove to the women who their husband is still screwing or who their husband used to screw. They want to prove to these side chicks that, hey, you might have had my husband or you may have been with my husband, but guess what? Our love is still going strong. We still doing great. We still doing wonderful. You have some women who have to constantly over advertise their marriage on Facebook because it's been issues of adultery. That's it. So women who have experienced being cheated on or being hurt or whatever the case is, some women are got to constantly feel like they got to prove themselves to the side chick. Whenever a woman has experienced that type of betrayal in her marriage or that type of betrayal in her relationship, she's going to always, most of the time, feel like that woman to some degree got something on her. She's going to always feel that way, especially if that man has already partaken in inappropriate activities with her husband. So again, you have a lot of these women who's overly advertising their husbands on Facebook, got to talk about my husband bought me flowers, my husband took me to lunch, my husband texted me today, my husband took our dog walking. All of that comes from the fact that there's trust issues, there has been some type of damage done in that relationship, but she still has to prove to the side chick or the women who has dealt with her husband in the past, she has to prove to these women that my marriage is still going strong. You have a lot of women that will overly advertise their relationship for that reason, because they want to prove to the woman on the outside that, hey, no matter what, how much you try to intrude in my relationship, me and my husband are still going to be together. We're going to hang in there. We're going to fight for our marriage no matter what. You know what I mean? Is a bit important, but absolutely zero, absolutely. And then, and what a lot of these women that are overly advertising their men or husbands on Facebook, what they not understanding is you have a lot of miserable single women out there. And I'm not saying that just because a woman is single, she's miserable. Let me say that. Just because you're a single woman, that doesn't make you a miserable woman. But what I'm saying is, because you got some miserable married women, but follow me where I'm going with this. Yep, that's true too, freelance. Absolutely. Very good point there. Yeah. It's a bunch of factors to why there's so much overly advertising, overly advertising on these social media. Now, you have to keep in mind that there's a lot of single, miserable women out here. And what I mean by that is you have some women who have pretty much burnt themselves out. They have burnt themselves out. What's up, Gigi? Good to see you. It's a lot of these, it's a lot of sisters out there. It's a lot of women out there. If it, now I'm not, and I'm not speaking on all sisters. If it does not apply, you don't have to reply. Let it fly. But the majority, you have some sisters out here who are very miserable with being single. Now you have some women who embrace being single. They love being single. They get to travel with their girlfriends. They get to live their life. They get to do all the things that a lot of women never been able to do. So you have some women who enjoy being single and they're not lonely. They just love being single because they love their freedom. They love to be able to live their lives. And that's cool. Nothing is wrong with that. You know, I can respect a woman who embraces her single life. But you have these other single women that really don't embrace their single life. They try to act like they do. You know, they think because they constantly going out of town or going on shopping sprees or messing with married men here and there, whatever, you know, they have tried to convince themselves they're not unhappy and they're not miserable. But the truth of the matter is, you have a lot of single women out there that are miserable because of the fact that they cannot get a relationship for the life of them. They have a really, really hard time getting men to take them seriously, getting dudes to really check for them like that, because some of them have just burnt themselves out. And it's like anything else, you know, you don't want to pick up something that has all type of mileages on it. Nobody wants to get an old car that has a bunch of mileages on it. You know what I mean? You know, you don't, okay, you pick up something used. 9 times when you pick up something used, you pick up something with a lot of problems or a lot of malfunctions. So some of these single women are mentally malfunctioned. Okay, and they cannot catch a break. They cannot catch a break no matter how tight they wear their clothes, no matter how much they go to every doggone club venue, no matter how much they go out, no matter how much they travel, they cannot get a man for the life of them. And they don't get it. Even with all their plastic surgery, even with all their Brazilian hair, even with all of this stuff they had done to their body, they're not understanding that even though they're working on all their physical attributes and they may look good as far on the outside, but once guys get to really know them and deal with them, men find out these women on this caliber are mentally deranged and are mentally strange and don't really want to be with them like that. Once they really get to know them and see that their brains is not all together, women who look good but have mental issues, they cannot understand for the life of them why a man don't want them. Because in the back of their mind, I look good, I'm attractive, I should be able to get any man I want. Yeah, you look good, you have a nice body, you dress your ass off, you wear nice shoes, your hair look good, your nails look good. I'll give you all of that. But you are mentally deranged. You got some loose wires mentally. Because when the brother does get into you and get to know you, once he done found out you are crazy and you are not all together, even with all the nice tight clothes you wear and the nice body you got, they don't want to deal with you because you're too much to deal with. And it's a lot of my single sisters out here who look really good, who really look good, who do look nice and got the package, but they cannot understand why men do not want to marry them, why men do not want to be with them, why men are quick to break up with them and leave them, because they are too much to deal with. They are too much to handle. You know what I mean? So people I've been off social media for 3 years now. It's like, damn, can't keep nothing about. It's like everybody out there. Absolutely, because fake Facebook, I'll call it fake book. It's all about over advertising and looking for validation. And the thing about Facebook don't look into your background. You can lie about anything, you can post about anything. And you know, the thing about it is people are only going to post the best parts of their life. They're not going to post the real deal. They're not going to post when things are really wrong. They're going to post any and everything that they want people to believe is so perfect in their lives. Now, as I was stating, when it comes down to, you know, these women that are always posting everything about their marriages on Facebook, you have these miserable single women that are keying in on your page, and they are scoping from a distance, seeing what your husband is doing for you, seeing how your husband is taking you places and doing things for you, and they can't stand that. Exactly, freelance. They can't stand it. So while you up here overly advertising how great everything is in your marriage and how great everything is and how perfect your marriage is, keep in mind it's a miserable broad out there that's scoping your page. And the moment she runs into your man in the street, she's gonna try him. She's gonna try him just for the sake of you always overtly advertising your perfect marriage and acting like everything is so wonderful. Because I've learned to realize, y'all, that what has happened with a lot of these side chicks these days, this is the new issue with side chicks. It's not so much that side chicks just want the wood itself. And I'm gonna try to keep this rated G because I don't want my channel flagged or whatever for any inappropriate language and stuff. What I've come to learn is these side chicks are not just content with just getting the wood anymore. Back then, if a man was giving a woman some pipe and breaking off some dollars, the side chick was fine. She would take it and be comfortable with it, not make any trouble, not expose the man, not try to destroy the man household. That's how side chicks used to do back in the 70s and 80s. But these side chicks have totally changed the game. They have broken all the rules. These side chicks are snitching, they telling everything. They posting on Instagram, text messages, that these married men are sending to them. They posting pictures of these married men's, packages, you name it. All of it is going on in social media. So what has happened is side chicks are not just content with just getting paid and getting laid. You have some of them that are so miserable. They don't just want to get laid and paid anymore. They want that too. Don't get me wrong. The side chicks, they still want that too. But what has happened is they want to sabotage and destroy. They're not content with just, okay, as long as as long as he breaking me off here and there, as long as he paying my little rent a center furniture bill, as long as he paying my little car note for my Toyota Camry, I'm not going to say a word. I'm good. I'm cool. As long as I'm getting what I need, I'm not going to make no waves. These days, these side chicks are not handling things like that. They will go on your job. They will go knock on your wife's door. Some of these side chicks done got so bold, they will bust up on your wedding day. They will show up to your wedding. They will show up to your wedding anniversary. Oh, okay. Oh, tonight you got an anniversary. Well, you was with me last night. Anything, because what it has boiled down to is so many single, miserable women out here. They have lost their confidence because it's getting harder and harder and harder to find a man to genuinely love you and care for you, especially when you have tarnished yourself as a woman by being in the streets, sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Daryl. And what happens is when these women get tired and they get burnt out, they get tired of being had, they get tired of, men running through them, like inmates at a correctional facility center. When these females get tired of being ran through and they become down on their luck, brothers ain't checking for them like that because they done tarnished themselves either by their reputation or because they have physically slept with so many men. It has taken a toll on them physically. You can see that they have aged significantly in their face. They have aged significantly in their body. They don't look good. They don't look as good as they used to look, because when you start sleeping with all kind of men, it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your spirit, and physically it will begin to display itself. What's up, Katrina? Eventually, if you are the type of female, you have slept with so many different guys, so many different dudes, it will take a toll on you mentally and spiritually, and you start looking bad. And it's like anything else. It's like you drive a car long enough, you drive it, don't maintenance it. Eventually, it loses its value. It breaks down. You start having problems with that vehicle, and that is basically how the body works. It's the same way. So some of these side chicks, what has happened, they have allowed misery to pretty much take control of them. So they're not content anymore. Back then, side chicks was just happy with just being able to be a side chick. But these side chicks today are cut from a different cloth. They are out to kill, steal, and destroy. They don't want just the pipe. They want to destroy. They want to ruin people's lives. Because again, it boils down to I'm miserable. I cannot get a relationship. I cannot get anybody to love me. I cannot even get anybody to care for me. So the moment I find a married man that's weak enough to let me play on his lust, and I get him in my entrapment, and I get him to lay with me and to feel comfortable with laying with me all of the time, soon as he gets tired of using me like the other 300-400 men over my lifetime span has, I'm going to try my best to ruin his life because I feel miserable. I feel miserable. I don't feel loved. So I'm gonna tear down his happiness. I'm gonna tear down everything him and his wife got together because I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have a husband. I don't have a marriage. So I'm gonna make it my business to make him and his wife life miserable. Because again, we want somebody to pay the price. A lot of people, what we have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, in this lifetime, a lot of people don't want to pay for the stuff they do on their own. They want other people to go down with their pain for them. Because, like the saying goes, misery likes company. People do not want to deal with their pain alone. They want somebody else to suffer with them. So when you get when these women are on Facebook constantly advertising what their husband bought, what their husband did, everything their husband doing, what they do together. Realize there's a miserable woman somewhere that's watching your business from a distance, watching your happiness from a distance. And the moment she runs into your man in the street or encounters your husband that you advertise you have such a perfect life with, she's going to try him. Because what has happened is women with low self-esteem have learned to settle with just being used. Some of these women don't mind being used because in their mind, they feel like as long as somebody else's husband has been with them, even if it's just for a moment, that still makes them feel accomplished. That makes them feel like they achieved something. Some people get high off of other people's misery. Some people find happiness off of making your life miserable. And if you're one of those people, you vulnerable, or you one of those guys, you can easily be manipulated by what a woman has to offer between her legs. You will fall in that entrapment. And it's going to cost you a great, great deal because anybody who hasn't helped you to put in work to get to how far you have come, they don't have a problem with making you lose everything, because guess what? They didn't help you build any of it. They did not help you accomplish any of it. So they don't have a problem with making your life miserable. So if you want to take a chance because you're allowing your hormones to make the call of shots for you versus you using your wisdom and your common sense, then that's exactly what's going to happen. And again, a lot of these women don't have no conscience because it boils down to attention. As I stated, we have a lot of sisters out here that are overdosing off of attention. And they're overdosing off of attention because really there's a lot of insecurities. And you have some women, the only way they can feel validated is by a man constantly complimenting them, telling them how good they look, telling them how fine they look. Some women could only build their self-esteem off of what another man has to say about them. And the sad part is the man could be lying. He could be lying and just telling her that she looked good. And she will believe it because she wants so badly to be validated. She will believe it. Half of these guys that are on your social media account, ladies, that are complimenting you, they don't even be meaning it. But the sad part is, let's say if they do mean it, do you not understand a man could compliment you and not be interested in you? It's a man who men can tell you look good, and they can even be attracted to you. as far as how good you look. But that still don't mean they will want to be with you. So my thing is for the ladies out there, are you content with just getting attention, or would you rather get respect? Because to me, attention lasts as long. I mean, respect lasts as longer than attention. And to me, attention is not genuine. Anybody in the street can tell you how good you look, how fine you are, how sexy you are. And if you are one of those women, you thrive off of that. You thrive off a man stroking your ego by telling you, hey, baby, you sexy. Hey, baby, you fine. What's up, Jeremy? Hey, baby, you look good. That's the only way you can feel whole. That's the only way you can feel complete as a woman is you have to constantly overly advertise yourself on social media for men to tell you to look good. If that's the only way you can get fulfillment, then you are missing a whole lot of voids. You have a whole lot of voids in your life for you to have to constantly seek validation. The only way you can feel like you're special, a man can lie to you, a man can throw you a few compliments here and there, and you will fall for it. You will take it and you will allow it, you will make it mean something to you. When in actuality, all he's doing is boosting up, he's fake boosting you up just so he can get what he wants out of you. And then once he done got what he wanted out of you, that's it. So, to all my ladies out there who are overdosing off attention, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position to where the only way you can feel whole or complete is if a man has to validate you to make you feel special. And if that's not the case, we look for other women to validate us. It's the same thing. I see women who go on social media and post 20 selfies a day, and they same girlfriends are always the same ones who are constantly complimenting them. Hey, girl, you look good, girl. Nice shoes, girl. Nice. I'm like, okay. And even with all of these compliments you're getting, all of these likes and all these thumbs up, when you log off of your iPhone, when you log off of your PC, guess what? You're still going to feel empty. You're still going to feel empty because all of those compliments, it don't mean nothing if it's not coming from somebody who you genuinely care about or who you genuinely want to be with. And that's the whole truth of the matter, that it doesn't matter how much attention you get on the street. Attention is temporary. Getting somebody to connect with you, to really be feeling you, y'all have a real chemistry, y'all have a spiritual connection. You can't just get that from anywhere. Anybody could get attention, but getting a genuine connection, a spiritual connection, that is hard to come by, ladies and gentlemen. You can anybody could be attracted to you, but are y'all attracted to each other spiritually? That is the question. Um, Women broach just no value because of single motherhood. That's true, Jeremy. Exactly, Shar. Any little thing is better be wanted than had. Exactly. I mean, we have to get to a point to where we cannot allow these technology devices, the social media, we cannot allow these platforms to make us feel like the only way I could feel validated, the only way I could feel special, I have to post 1,000 selfies a day. I have to get 1,000 compliments a day just to make myself feel special. And that's why I labeled this is attention your medication. Are you seeking attention to medicate you, to make you feel special, to make you feel like you're desired? Because if you have to have attention, I hate to tell you, you're going to constantly be disappointed because that's all you're going to keep getting is attention. It comes a point where you're going to want something more solid, more genuine, more authentic, because attention, compliments, they come and go. Compliments come and go. And if you're one of those people, you have to, somebody has to constantly stroke your ego to make you feel important, then sadly, you're going to be disappointed because the same people who praise you today cannot praise you tomorrow. Or the same people who praising you now, the moment you do something stupid, the moment you make a bad decision, all of a sudden, now they no longer got nothing positive to say about you. Now they have negative stuff to say about you. And if you can only, uh, you know, feel validation through what people have to say about you, to how people compliment you, to how people stroke your ego, then unfortunately you setting yourself up for failure. Because again, people these days have a very fickle attitude. People could be feeling you today, and the next day, depending on what they're going through, they cannot be feeling you. So you cannot get your hopes up high off of other people's compliments, off of other people that's validating you. You know what I mean? Because as soon as they see the next best, prettiest thing that come along, they're gonna compliment her too. And that's why a lot of these women who really believe, all of these compliments and likes they're getting on social media, that they're not understanding is you are not the only picture that these brothers are looking at, or that these brothers are complimenting. You are not the only woman on social media that these guys are fake drooling over. You're not the only woman they're complimenting. So the thing is, do you want to be desired, or do you want to keep being had, or do you want to be kept? Do you want to just keep being desired, or do you want somebody to actually build a future with you, to want to build a life with you? That's totally different. Because getting somebody and keeping someone is two totally different things. It is not the same thing. So if you're one of those people, you're easy to be manipulated based on somebody's giving you compliments or stroking your ego. And the same thing with you guys. If you want to know, if you're a man, the only way you can feel validated is by a woman stroking your ego, and telling you how good you look, even though you have a wife at home or whatever the case is. You're going to find yourself in a situation to where um your lust and your constant seeking of attention is going to get you attention, but it's going to get you in a world of trouble, because you're going to end up getting attention from a woman who's going to be out to destroy and sabotage everything you have built so hard upon to have for yourself and to have for your family. So anyway, on that note, y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. I just felt it was very important that I spoke in this content, because there's just way too many women that are overdosing off of attention. I mean, every day, all day long, you got to go on social media and post 1,000 pictures of yourself. And even though you're getting all these compliments, at the end of the day, you still feel empty. You still don't feel whole. You still don't feel appreciated. You still don't feel loved, because the truth of the matter is, on Facebook, social media, people will never really genuinely love you on social media, because basically they're only liking you based on who you present yourself to be. People will never love the real you if you keep presenting the fake you. You just want to present how good you look, but you don't want to present your faults, your flaws. You just want everybody to see the good side of you. Then when these people really get to meet you and have to learn the real you, and they figure out what you're really about underneath all of those looks and all of these physical attributes that you so much overly advertise, they figure out, you know what? I'm not going to be able to deal with her. She's a piece of work. She's mental. She's dysfunctional. She's a narcissist. So for all my ladies out there who are constantly seeking attention, make sure you have yourself mentally in alignment, because eventually people are going to see the real you for who you are. And if you keep presenting the artificial you just to keep getting attention, then guess what? You're going to keep getting artificial attention. So, in the words of Donetta, until next time, I'm going to be going live Friday night. I'm going to be doing a battle of the sexes. I got some guys coming on my panel, and I got some ladies coming on my panel. So we're going to do Battle of the Sexes Friday night. So I am definitely going to go ahead and shut it down. And I might even do a part 2 on overdosing off of attention. So it just depends on how much time I have on my hands. What's up, Anthony Dunlop? Unfortunately, the pastor is getting ready to exit the building. Okie dokie. So I'm going to get ready to shut it down. Again, y'all, it is your girl, Lady Mocha. I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and break you off with a slice of knowledge. Until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and thumb me up. I really appreciate it. Big ups to all of you who have donated to my channel today. I so appreciate you. And yes, don't forget to set that down for Friday night, 9 o'clock. Hope to see all of you there then. Take care. Bye.